listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it. Go to Reports tab. Click on Generate Report on the top. About to that. Using PUA, we can pull 5 different types of report. First one is Privileged Account Inventory. In Privileged Account Inventory, we can see all the accounts which we have onboarded into Cyber. Their respective safe name, platform name, object name, when that password got rotated, and in case if the password rotation got failed, what is the region? All the basic details related to accounts which we have onboarded to Cyber. That information we can check in the Privileged Account in Inventory report. Now click on Next button on the hand side bottom. Here we have some filters. In case if you want to fetch the report for specific safe or specific account or specific device type or specific platforms, we can view that names here in the text fields. Only the report will be pulled for that specific safe name or platform name kind of thing and expand that automatic management status. Here we can see 2 filters. One is no filter and the second radio button is like only accounts with failures. In case if the password management was not happening on any account, we can call those accounts or failed accounts. In case if you want to fetch the report for only failed accounts, then you need to select the second radio button. It will give the report only for the failed accounts. Now expand activities. Here we have 3 radio buttons. First one, no filter, and second, one accessed by users in the last. In case, if you want to fetch the report for the accounts which was accessed by the users from the last 30 days or 20 days or 60 days, then you need to select the second radio button and enter the number of days. And in case, if you want to fetch the report for the accounts which was changed by the CPM from the past X days, then you need to select the third radio button and enter that value and click on Next button. The last one is only for the CPM related, is it? Now click on Next button and click on Finish button. After clicking on Next button, just wait. Device type could be what? Operating system or application. But what if we don't have any choices here? At least should we type it manually or how is it? But you haven't means you have onboarded only operating system, but in the drop down it is not coming. Might be some permission issue. If you select all, it will come, but it will give that device type information here. Operating system application platform ID is also empty here. Might be some permission issues for this account, or if you type, sometimes it will populate automatically. We can't do it certainly. We can do it by save visit. Save one. There is no preview search, is it? Anyways, maybe for now I'll just skip this. We could come back. Here, if you want to schedule the report, you can select the third radio button and it will generate the report based on your schedule. In case If you want to generate the report every day, weekly or monthly, you need to set the status here. Now select the first radio button, Generate. Finish. At the bottom, you have a refresh button after page number. Just refresh that. Here you can see 7 records for Keep It. Download that Excel file. We can download the report in the Excel format or CSV format. You have 2 formats at the end. Now copy this report to your base mission and open it. Create one folder with the name Reports and paste all the reports into the folder. You're doing multiple reports, is it? I mean, we will download entitlement report activity. But should there be a provision of a report where people would have not logged into CyberArk but still made a connection? I don't know if that could be captured. Can you repeat again, people? Should there be an option in a report where, suppose, if I have access to maybe, say, like an Active Directory itself, and I'm not connecting to CyberArk? For that, we need to put some controls in for bus plan, some other monitor. I get that. Here we can see safe name, device type, platform aid, target system address, username, lost access date, access by last modified date at market, basic information. If you pull the privileged account in my inventory, it will provide the information. Like whatever accounts we have onboarded into Cyber, it will provide that account information. Now go back to the VWA and we generate the second report. Click on Generate Report again. Second report is not referred because we haven't onboarded any applications. In case, if you have onboarded any applications and if you want to check that inventory, you need to select Application Inventory and download that report. Same like Privileged Accounts Inventory. We have an Application Inventory also. If you want to check what are all the applications you have onboarded that names, you can download the Application Inventory report. Now third one, a Privileged Accounts Complaint Status. This report will provide the information like what are all accounts has complained with CPM and what are all accounts are non-compliant. And also it will provide the report like if there is any expired passwords or the passwords were not rotated from some X days. It will give report related to the account's complaint status. If you want to pull, we can prove that this is not important. But below to this you have 2 more reports, entitlement and activity. These are important in real time. Also, we need to pull this entitlement and activity report as per our requirement. Now select entitlement report. Click on next. Again here, same filters like if you want to pull the report for any specific safe or platform ID system or account. What is the location / mean? By means, root means. It will give the report for all the details. Means all the accounts. Here in case, if you want to pull a report for any specific user type or user or groups, we need to provide those details here. But why does it say user type HTML and PSMAD bridge? In case if you install any PT ABOAs. In case, if you want to, we have installed the PBOAs and PSM in our lab and they run it. User type PBOAs means PBOAs app user and gateway user. In case, if you want to get the report related to app user and gateway user, then you can select user type as PBOAs. Only for those two accounts. Now remove that lab group from user group and select. What is the default value here? I don't think. It means scroll to bottom anything like no, nothing is there. We'll just go back and click on back here and again click on next. And it is select. What is the entitlement? You say what kind of entitlement will be. Entitlement report will provide information like on what safe, what account has on booted, and who are all the members of that safe, and what are the permissions that members are having on that safe. Now click on back once and we generate this report and then you can see you will get one. It is not select activity. Click on next and again come back. No, it did. It was showing blank. I'll just go back. This is activity. I'll go back. But previously for entitlement, it is still giving lab and group. No, it wasn't. Now click on next. Policy. What policies are these? Platform ones. These are all the poly platform policy. Policy is nothing but a platform. I guess the platform is called as policy then. If you open that password manager, say it's safe in the private or client, you can see policies.xml files. All those are nothing but platform IDs. I formatted password, management sections related to platforms. Get that? Now click on finish. Now refresh. Again refresh, still it is running. No, not this one. About you have. Now it got downloaded with 72 records. Download it and copy to your drive. And the report will provide all the information, safe name, and who are all the members to that safe. And in that safe, what are all the accounts onboarded and what are the permissions for the numbers is having on that safe. Just filter that safe with the safe one or some other safe. You have created some safe. Safe one at some lab or something like that. We have done that. Scroll up and say filter the column A. Click on that and select only safe one. Just put your cursor on row 65. Just left side, left side, left side. Now column B, I mean to say like column B. Here you can see we have filtered. It is not giving that usernames, but inside that we have usernames. Just scroll down. Down arrow. Here we can see all the users who are all part of. Here on the top you can see Password Manager Administrator in the text field. We can see the filter. I can see that. I'm not just provide the control. Hold on, I'll just take out. Here you can see the username. If I select any here, master, maybe that color. Due to some filtering, it is not giving the values here, but values are there. Here you can see the value. Get that? Get that. Batch notification engine. And you can see the users who got created in their Active Directory also. Like the vaulted menu, one user one. These are some strange reason. We could see it just in the formula bar. For this safe. These are all the members and this is the platform ID and this is the target systems onboarded into this. And this is the target account name and here the permission for the prospective user. If you take master. Here are the permissions for the master. In the same way, you can see the permissions for all other users also. Simply entire element report will provide all means, all the details, like whatever accounts we have onboarded into that safe and who are all the members of that safe and what are all the permissions that members are having on the same. This report will help in for some kind of audit analyzing or some other stuff. Now go back to PVView and we'll generate the activity. I'm going to this. Go back to reports. Click on generate report and select the activity. Activity report will again. This is also very helpful for the auditing purpose. For example, you got one requirement, like one end user or one manager has a request and asking like he provided one server name and he wants to know whoever accessed that server from the past at some 10 days or leave-in days on specific date. In that case, we can pull this activity report. Simply you can put that as server name under system here. And in the actions, we have multiple actions. Just I'm giving one example, like if you want to check whoever connected to that server from the past 10 days, just you need to select here PSM connect and PSM disconnect. Here you can see PSM connect and PSM disconnect is the activity in here. In the same case, if you want to check who all retrieved the password of any particular accounts, just you can select that retrieve password action here. Get that? For the time being, what I will do, I will select all. You can take the control, select all and fix the report problem. Below you can see like all actions or all actions during the previous 7 days. Or if you want to give any specific date range, you can provide that date range also. But for now, you can select all the cores and generate the report and we pre-order that report. These are fine. These are all enough. I'll say next. Now, but remember in case, if you want to generate any reports, Cyber or Scheduled Task Service would be running on the PVView server. In case in your end run, in case if you have some 3 or 4 PVWS on the load balancer, But in that case, at least on one PVDOS server, the cyber or scheduled services task service would be running. If it is manually stopped, then we are in trouble. Then what are the alternatives for that? You need to check. Maybe what I'm trying to say is maybe by policy assets. The organization says we shouldn't be having it. Then what do we do? No, that service is related to PVW. Why organization will tell like that service? No, but for instance it says that no local task scheduler should be running on Windows. Either it should be any job scheduler kind of a thing, which is a full-fledged job scheduler. Or maybe service you will get after installation of the PVVOS component. It's a kind of Windows service. No, I know, but few places, they do disable that by policy. That's what I'm trying to look at. That service. Local scheduling. Maybe. What if they disable it? Or maybe harden it? Or whatever. No, that service. At least it should run on one of the PVVOS. Then only we can fix the reports. What policy it will block? Why organization will block that service? It's related to our component on direct. Hold on. I'm missing something here. Report. I think you copied. I think it's under reports. Maybe I looked at the wrong file by itself, then activities. Now select column B. Just click on that filter drop down. Select a user 1 or user 3. Now here on the column C you can see user authentication unlock file, get file, request unlock file. What is this unlock file? This is from the vault by itself. No. Well, during our master policy class, we have enabled that enforce check in check out exclusive access, and we have unlocked the account which was locked by some other user. That is nothing but the unlock file access. If you unlock any account which was locked by some other person or by yourself, also it will give an action in the activities like unlock file. This activity report will provide all the information related to that, which is whatever performed by the users. This will helpful for tracking purpose, or if you get any requests, like if you want to check who all access to that specific server or who retrieved the password, or in case if there is any modifications at safe level, someone has added safe owner or someone deleted the safe owner by mistake, then you can check this report. You can pull this report and you can filter the action. Then it will provide all the usernames and the data also. Now go back to PPO. These are all the 5 reports which we can download from PVW. Now we check from private or client. Logins administrator only. I have mentioned. And maybe there could be a good reason why Cyber gives the cloud OS, or maybe the image by themselves, because on AWS on Azure, the moment I gave my static IP, I wasn't able to connect. And the moment I tried to just stop the Windows firewall service, I was disconnected from a session altogether. If it is hardening, then it's not an issue, but from internet we cannot connect it. Maybe we'll have to still build the VPN tunnel to that. We can still work on that part. That's But from the hardening perspective, then we are in trouble. Correct. Due to avoid such scenarios, Cyber is providing that images. But coming to IPs or coming to the inbound or outbound rules, again it's common. We need to raise a separate request to the cloud security team and ask them to enable or block certain ports from wall to targets, or like that. I told you. We need to provide one specific table to the security team to enable or block any specific ports from any other components. And maybe from CPM, it needs to be talking only on these ports. The rest of the ports will be not needed from wall to components 1858. Apart from that, no other port need to be opened. In case if you integrate any Active Directory, then we require 636. Like that. We need to prepare vaulting one ports, and we need to share that list with that security team. They will configure that network security email US. Now go to Tools. Click on Reports. Now first we'll check that license capacity report. This license capacity report will provide the information like how many CPMs you can install and how many you have already installed. How many PPKOS means every component less component-wise maximum, how many you can install, and till now, how many you have already consumed. And for EPU user like maximum, using this license, 50 end users will be able to log into PB2J, and for 5 users already logged in. Means you have created or 5 users already logged into the PBVUJ. Like that for every component, it will provide the license. This is the one you are referring to. Max, you can install 2 PBOS servers using this license. Already you have installed one PBUJ server. And what's the difference between EPV and PBVA? Sorry, I'm confused. EPV is a component name. But EPV is Enterprise Password Vault. It's related to end users. In case in your Active Directory Cyber, can you just look? You have added some 50 users and all the 50 users log into the PBVJ portal. Then it will. This report will show like user 50. PBOJ as such, it's a component by itself. And maximum components in the. With this license, I can have only 2 PBWJs. EPOJ is basically how many users can concurrently connect to PBWJ platform. As such, correct. How many end users can access the PBWJ portal? Max end users. How many max end users can access the PBWJ portal using this license? But essentially the license is counted on what is it? On the number of EPV users or the account which are onboarded to CyberArk. Accounts will not come only based on the EPV users. You can onboard any number of accounts, but you need to increase your specs related to Vault and other components. The components and all just 2. In case if you want to free your license related to EPV, then you can go to Tools, Administrative Tools, and delete any user accounts which were not logged on from past 90 days or 120 days, like that. I will tell you how to do that. And now click on. Now go back and Tools Reports. Here first report safe list. No need to pull this safe list. I will explain. This safe list provides a basic information related to all the safes. What are all the safes you have created in the vault? This safe list provides all the safe information. Next one is owner's list. This is important, again in real time. If you want to check who are all the members of particular safe, then we need to pull the owner's report. If you want to pull the owner's report, just select the report. Click on that. Here, select report output, second tab in case. If you want to fetch for only specific safe name, then you need to view the filters in the first tab. Click on that three dots and select desktop. Save this for safe. Select the desktop and click on open. Again, just to use of simplification, we'll just choose the safe one itself. And username. Maybe I'll just leave it blank. I'll say. Click on cancel and minimize this private app client. It says CSV file. Now copy this file to River. It says the text document. Left. Hold. Now just try to open that file in the Excel. Select the comma. Next. This is safe. One of what will you be information like on WhatsApp, who are all the members and what are all the permissions that members is having. Here you can see safe one user. One is the member and user one is having list. Retrieve no, create no like that. We can see all the permissions for that user one is having on the safe one. In case if you have a requirement like you need to fetch a report who are all having great permission on all the shapes, then what you need to do, just you need to download this bonus report and select the retrieve file, permission to S, then it will provide the list of users who are having access to the retrieve on the safe. But I wonder why these reports are not available on PVVO. Even I don't know the reason, but few activities we can perform using private or client which we can't perform using PVW. For example, if you want to increase the size of the safe, we can do that activity using private or client. And in the same way, in case if you want to do directory mapping, we required private or client. And if you want to pull this owner's report or license capacity report, definitely we need to log into private or client. And also, if you want to unlock any account, which was if you want to unlock any, we just do through private or client. Through private or client. Like that, we have some activities which we can perform using private or client. Safe activities, active or non-active, it's also not required. Safe activities means when that safe has opened or who opened all that stuff we provide using safe activities. Active or non-active. It's also not required again entitlement report. If you pull the entitlement report from private or client PVD view, both are safe. There is no much difference in this. License capacity we covered. Next to users list. Now generate this users list. Select report output and select your list. It's already selected. Now click on cut. This users report will provide the information like what are all the users have logged into PVW or what are all the users created in the private or client. When that user is logged into PVW, lost login date, and what are all the permissions that user is having, that information will be provided by the users list. For example, you got a requirement like your license capacity reached to maximum 90%. Then your manager asks to free up some license. Then what you need to do? They will provide some timeline. Like you can delete the users who has not logged in from the past 90 days or 120 days. Then you can filter this lost login date. Just filter like past 3 months. Explore the past 3 months. Then you will get the list of users who has not logged in from the past 3 months. For example, you have a Jolly DG master badge EPV. These are all EPV users. Built-in admins we can't delete. Apart from that, in case if you see any other users who reflected from the LDAP, then you can delete that user from the private or client. It will help. Like it will free up some license. Your license capacity will increase. Again, if that user logged in, then again your license capacity will reduce. But when you said delete, we deleted from tools, administrative tools, user sent groups. User 3 itself. Delete it, click on delete. Delete and check the license. Delete fine. That's fine. It will delete from all the shapes. Also in case that user 3 is having membership virtual license capacity. Now see for you did for earlier. It was 5. You did 5 maximum 15. Now you just use it for next. The moment he logs into preview again, it will increase. It's like a temporary fix until we procure the license from the cyber. It may take some. It again depends. It includes budget, organization to organization. It takes sometimes like some 20 days, sometimes 1 month. For the time being, if you want to manage this license capacity, then we can delete temporarily the user who has not logged in from past 90 days or 120 days kind of thing. We are not removing the user permanently from the LDAP. Just we are temporarily deleting from the private or client for increasing our license. Now go back to tools reports. Our last two also not required user activities and active or non-active users. User activities against which user last logged in what he performed and active again after 90 or 120 days. If that user is not logged in, then it will show like a non-active. On the workflow. Sorry if we're done with the reports. On the workflows at least, how do we configure it for an email notification? I have it. You'll cover that part. We have integrations concept. Basically, if I'm getting it, then the logic would be that, suppose if I want to onboard a user, one for the workflow approach, and user 2 is the approver. Then on the safe itself, I will say that somebody is approver, and in the approval, in the sense if you provide a workflow, the account. They're basically like, two groups as such to say that. User 1 is in part of know more on the operations, part of the execution part, and user 2 is more of an auditor or maybe a manager or approver. We may say that on the workflow itself, we will define while creating a safe that this guy will be able to approve for the access 1 or maybe access to whatever it is. Then automatically it will go back to him for the approval on his cyber. If you consider that SMTP, automatically that email notification will go to the approver, and once that approver reviews and approves, then they can both approver and reviewer will get an email notification like your password, access request, final confirmation kind of thing. I will cover that integration. We have 5 types of integrations. I will cover in the next Tuesday's class. Sure. I just want to have one more thing here, please. Master policy. Here we have platform domain. We could delete it. Or say inactivate, that should be good. Remove exception. Remove exception. In case you select inactive again, it leaves an exception. What if I still declare this as a master policy? And maybe while I'm creating the platform, there is no definition as such for the dual control or things like that. Can I still configure a workflow? In case, if you configure that workflow, request and approval kind of concept, definitely you need to add that platform in the dual control under master. Maybe I'll just duplicate this. You mean to say that this could still be inactive, but on a platform we can still control it. In case, if you want to configure dual control, definitely you need to put that platform as an exception and activate that platform. Or if you activate dual control here, it will be applicable for all the platforms, only for one platform. I want to define a workflow. Let's take that. Then simply create that platform and add that platform as an exception in dual control password access approval policy and activate that platform. But here on the master policy, it's already inactive. That means any platform by default I create, there is no dual control. Correct. But in the exceptions, if I go back, I should be able to add one. That means that it is getting activated. Then the workflow is initiated for that. Correct. Fair enough. Clear. Because in my setup, I think it is a bit cluttering. I don't know how they have done that. I just saw in the exceptions also, it wasn't there. Maybe I'll recheck it tomorrow, maybe later or sometime on Monday. Dual control is enabled or not. Dual control as a master policy is inactive, but on the exceptions, I just need to be sure if there are any exceptions to it or not. But all these master policies are attached only to a platform as such. Correct. Fair enough. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@upptalk.com.